Welcome to the Liminal Key. I'm going to be doing an Akashic Records channeled message for you today. If you are new here, it's so good to have you. If you are joining me again, welcome back. So I'm just going to tune into the Akashic Records and see what we need to hear today. So as soon as I opened up the Akashic Records for this collective, I really got a sense of the light shining for all of you. And the message here being that there is a new light that's beginning to expand in your life, bringing more clarity, more insight, more guidance, and more wisdom. And it's as though many of you are starting to feel like all of a sudden things are starting to make sense. Things that felt complicated and challenging and difficult in certain areas of your life are starting to finally feel clear. And there's a sense of ease and there's a sense of being able to exhale. I get a sense that for many of you, this is very much based on a soul level, that you have released certain obligations, things that were holding you back, and lessons that you have learned already. And that now you're making more room for things that feel expansive, enjoyable, things you want to pursue, things that make you feel lighter, and in general, more flexible. There's also something here about getting guidance and feeling as though you're finally getting guidance. And I'm starting to hear like this idea of guides are coming in closer because you've been asking for them to give you messages and signs and symbols, but you haven't been able to hear them. But that is starting to change, and there is just a sense again of clarity in your aura, in your energy field. And this is going to help you, what I'm hearing, feel so much more inclined to move ahead in your life, to feel, your sense of purpose. And the sense of clarity is really so enjoyable. That's really what I'm getting. It just feels as though you can exhale. So let's pull some tarot for you too. And I love this idea of the light shining through for you. So that feels like it's going to help you make a lot of really great choices in your life because you feel clear. The Two of Cups is coming. So this could be clarity in relationships, but also seeing yourself clearly, because the Two of Cups is about duality. It's about two. It can be about relationship, as I said, but it also is you being able to look at yourself on an emotional level and say, hey, I'm pretty amazing and I have a lot to offer. And I feel a little bit more comfortable with myself to move forward, to take chances, to dive into things that feel like I'm feeling creatively inspired for you. And then Six of Cups, a lot of cups energy here, which usually is to do with relationships, emotions, intuition. Six of Cups also too is a connection to nostalgia. So it could be things from your past, just reminiscing. This could also mean that you're spending time with people that are important to you that you've known a really long time. But I'm also getting this, I'm hearing the words granular. So what it feels like is that there's a lot of little details that are starting to make sense now, that are things that you've put in place for a while, you've been waiting for, but they're starting to fall into place. And the level of insight and meaning and exploration just feel so good in your emotional center. Eight of Swords. Right now we're in Gemini, and we're in the beginning of Gemini, which actually is the Eight of Swords. but it also is meaning an abundance of over analyzing a lot of different things. So this could be somebody, could be a Gemini, I have to say that. But also this means that been a tendency for you in the past to really be in your head and to have that limit you. But as you're moving forward and the light is spreading out, your vision and what comes before you, it almost feels like all those thoughts feel very small and insignificant. And because the intuition and the feeling and the emotion feels so clear and purposeful and light, it's making all of that overthinking just kind of melt. Aha, that is why we have the sun. So the sun just basically is exactly what we saw in the very beginning of the reading, where we saw the sun just taking, it's almost like when the sun rises in the morning is what I'm getting. It just eliminates any of those things that used to concern you, that made you feel worried, that it's just like the dawn is here. You feel a sense of lightness. It's such a really nice energy, a good vibration that we're getting. Aha. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So this could be someone who is a Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also, it could be you having a strong placement in those signs. So that's something to pay attention to. But also with a Queen of Swords, there's an energy of self-reflection. And there's an energy of observation, and there is an energy or a perspective of not getting caught up in something. So with the light shining and having clarity, the illusion of things not working out, or maybe feeling more negatively about things, feels like it's just, again, starting to loosen for you. And again, the other feeling that's just coming through my energy field so strongly for you is just finally feeling like things are lighter after feeling like they were difficult. The Nine of Wands, a life full of experience, a life full of putting time into something that you've really cared about, possibly also getting to a point where it feels like it just stresses you out, has burnt you out. But again, sometimes when we've put time into something and we've had the struggles of either stress or feeling burnt out or feeling washed, washed up in something, almost like, is this even worth it anymore? But then, quite frankly, after all of that effort, as the light starts to shine, it seems like it's all been worth it. That all the times you struggled, and all the times you second guessed, and all the times you felt like giving up, and all the times you felt like it wasn't going to work out, is all of a sudden making sense now. That all the effort you put in is just even sweeter when you had to go through a little challenge, is what it really feels like. Knight of Wands. So I love the fox in here. There's still so much passion in here for you, and just inspiration and a sense of beginning again. And again, a sense of lightness, but also a sense of positivity. Almost like the things that have already happened just aren't even weighing on your shoulders at all. And it feels, again, like you're just kind of shaking all those things off. Maybe the things that have held you back in the past, and knowing that, wow, where I'm headed now is so great. I also get a sense of a turn of events. So it seems like in the last, if I'm getting this sense of a few weeks, that some things that you thought maybe weren't going to go as well, or that there was a dead end or a roadblock, all of a sudden now it feels like those things have shifted. And that's why it feels, honestly, even if you wake up in the morning, there's not that sense of either dread or anxiety anymore. There's a sense of, okay, it feels like this is going to really work out. I really love that. So we're getting the card of the Devil. So we know when we get the devil, it's the energy of Capricorn. In this sense, I feel like it's the tendency or the temptation to make things harder than they need to be. So, and almost like looking under the covers and going, am I sure? Am I sure this is going to work out? Is this going to work out, or is it going to be harder? So if you feel that tendency to second guess or to like judge something good happening, try to just be aware of those thoughts. And as if to say, okay, I know that I sometimes second guess and I'm wondering if everything's going to work out. It seems like it is, but I just want you to just remember that, you have worked for this, and that it is, your time specifically when it comes to receiving the benefits of all your hard work, that everything is paying off. Everything is paying off. We're getting another 2. So 2 of Wands is that excitement energy of something starting right ahead of you. Also, the 2 of Wands is you've made this decision about the direction you're going. There's the excitement, passion. There is the new beginnings, the inspiration. This could even be you having a partnership with another person doing something. It could be a venture, a business, an opportunity, something like that. That's the feeling I'm getting here. So I'm hearing the words lock in, get your I's dotted, your T's crossed. If you are going to align with someone else, just making sure that you've thought about, how to preserve things so that they don't get complicated and difficult and make things harder than they need to be, is what I'm hearing. Hierophant. So this is, the Hierophant can be several things, but in relationship to this reading, I feel like it's, for some of you, something that you're adding in, either a layer into what you're doing in relationship to your work or business. So you're making some kind of, I can almost see someone like signing papers or documents. This could be to like rent a space or even have like an LLC, or just solidify something that you've been planning to do. That's what it feels more likely for this reading specifically. So don't be too concerned about making those commitments. Just know what you're getting yourself into if you're signing up for something that you have, because this looks like things are shining favorably for you. I would say just know what sort of the details of what you're committing to. The Lover's card is here. So again, remember we got the 2 of Cups earlier. So this could be relationship related, or a partnership is kind of what I'm feeling here too for you, which looks like, could be something even newer because of the newer energy that we were picking up on and sort of starting again from after being challenged in a lot of ways. So just trust the process. Now, a couple things that I see going on that I'm seeing in reverse. So we got the 6 of Swords in reverse, which means there's a hesitation to move on to something else. And then the Judgment card. So those 2 cards are kind of a good pair. So the 6 of Swords is still a card that's in the air sign. And then the Judgment card is also sort of like looking at things analytically and trying to weigh things out. But also at the same time, there's a sense of really trying to make the right choice. That's more it. When you get to the point of having the Judgment card, you're really trying to pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. And you're trying to balance things out. You want to do the right thing, but just what I'm hearing is just trust the process. I think at the end of the day, the whole sense of, in the very beginning when we opened up the Akashic Records and we just saw the sun shining, right? And then we got the sun, and then we see where you've been, which has been challenged, but then we see all these new opportunities. I think the main thing is, what I'm getting from this is like, stay grounded and anchor into what you know to be true about yourself and this experience, and just keep moving forward with faith. Let's pull some of this Oracle deck. This is so beautiful. This is the Folia Oracle deck. My people on this channel, you're going to absolutely love this deck. I just got it yesterday and it's so pretty. It's perfect for pulling 1 card for yourself or 2. Here we go. Okay, we're getting information. Pay attention to the details. That's that Hierophant coming in. And then the Judgment card, just trusting, making sure to cross your I's, dot your I's, cross your T's, just as you're making these choices. And then we're getting temptation, alluring thoughts, and actions coming in. I actually kind of see that more of closely linked to the devil card. So, and that is mainly, again, looking under the bed to submit, is everything okay? Or is everything okay? Or opening the oven before the cake is baked. So just trust the process. Sorry, my little squirrel is over here. Just trust the process and know you're putting yourself into a space of things working out. That's what you want to say. Okay, so we're getting gossip, words spread fast. You know what I'm getting for that, actually? I feel like I'm hearing that more of like an internal dialogue too. Going back to, being stuck a little bit in our head, the Eight of Swords, and overanalyzing things in general. So just being aware of that. And then we're getting the detour, change course. So that's that sense of being flexible, being open to the way this develops and knowing that everything is working in the right direction. Okay, and then here's this one. And then I want to pull you one more of the stone cards, which I love. This is saying cut off let go of what no longer serves you. For me, that has to do with the thoughts that you have racing through that might be making you, again, second guess the good things that are happening. Let's pull one of I love these, the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. This is such a beautiful deck too. Let's get a card for you. Again, if you have enjoyed this reading, and I have enjoyed doing it for you, I love these so much, please let me know in the comments. It helps me so much on this channel if you can comment, do a thumbs up, like, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next reading. Boundary stones, negotiations, contracts, communication. Again, that feels so much like the Hierophant that we were talking about, of really paying attention to the details, making commitments, knowing what you're signing up for, and then just having faith in the process. I'll see you in the next one. Take good care.